Hello, my viewer. Welcome to the Lifestyle Show. I am your host, Catherine Ngovi, and this is my sign-in. And on today's lifestyle episode, we are going to be focusing on the lifestyle of none other than Bahati. And this is the sign-in I'm giving to Bahati. So Bahati was actually born. We're going to be talking about his history. I'm going to ask you if you actually know how he was brought up, his upbringing, and how we got to know Bahati as the Bahati who is famous today. So allow me to give a small history of Bahati. We get to know how his ups and his downs were, and how we get to see him on a screen, and what was his motivation, and why we get to see him as the Bahati. You're going to be telling me if he's actually a nay or a yay. You are going to be doing that on the comment section. So Bahati he actually started his upbringing in the village, and at around that was after he was born in 1994. At the time he was in the village, at age 7, Bahati lost the mom. That was a very young age. And that's how he was able to move to ABC Children's Home. The ABC Children's Home is actually in Mathare slums, that is in Nairobi. And once he was there at ABC, his life had transitioned, because at this time he was able to join school, progress, finish class 8. He went on until he was done with KCPE studies, and then he was able to join high school. The fact that he was able to join high school means that he had a very good report in primary school. On joining high school, he joined a high school called Teresa's Boys High School, that is in Isili. At Teresa's Boys High School in Isili, he joined Form 1, Form 2, doing his studies, and he was able to join a drama that made him travel and actually participate in different funkies, visiting different schools for the music festivals, performing songs, poems, and different dramas. That's how he was able to progress. He was able to do his songs in different schools during the music festivals which were happening, and competing with other schools. He was doing all this representing the high school, Teresa's Boys High School. So he continued until he had joined high school in 2011. And in school, he joined the drama, participating. And that's how he was actually nurturing his talent of music. And people will actually like his voice. Anytime he did a performance, anytime he did anything, people loved his voice. People loved how he performed. People loved his work. So he was able to participate in different competitions, and he was so good at what he was doing. And that's how people were actually liking his talent and what he was able to bring. He never gave up. He progressed until he finished Form 4. And once he finished Form 4, he was able to get a grade of C+. So after that, I don't know if he joined college or not. We have no history of that. But at this point, Bahati was really contemplating on what to do. And that's how he was able, after some time, he was able to launch his own music record. And he went to media houses different times to try to see if he can get something. At first, he was really I wanted support, partnership, but it was so difficult. It was not really coming at the time when he started. At this time, it was quite discouraging, but he was always sitting down and contemplating on how to do. He worked with different famous people, trying to make sure they're giving him the platform for him. At the time, he was really religious, and he was really, really participating in anything church related, and he had a very nice voice, and that's how he was able to win. He got so many trophies after he started his music career. You can actually go and check it out on social media. Somewhere you'll find a lot of awards which he was getting, and that's how he was able to believe in himself. People on social media were doing so well at the time. People were getting very much recognition, which was making him feel very, very good about his craft. He was able to work with different artists to make sure he's getting the recognition. He had very nice voice, used to push himself so much. He used to have very viral moments, and people were really joining his crafts. And that was a very big start for him. He never gave up. He kept on going. He kept on going, and he kept on going, and made sure he's achieving all that he needed for himself. So after some time and after some progress, he got to meet the fiancée who we know, or the wife right now. How he met Diana, that's a story for another day. But he met Diana, and that's at the time he didn't drop his career as a musician, but he continued. And on meeting Diana, after some time they got married, and he was really having support from people. He even had a Netflix show that he kept on pushing until later he wanted to join politics. He really wanted to vie for a parliamentary seat and to represent the Mathare constituency. And at the time, he was thinking of leaving music and joining politics, and that was an idea that was really great and dope at the top of his mind. He tried with the campaigns. He went to different places in Mathare. He tried to ask people he really did, and put up a campaign for people to come and vote and support him. And during the campaign, he asked people to join Jubilee, which was also now connected with Azimio, and now he was really making sure he's doing a campaign to make sure people are coming to support. He encouraged so many people to support Azimio, which was under Jubilee coalition at the time. So after some time of campaign, he hoped to win, but even before that happened, we got to see how a very famous person as Bahati, who's already known and famous, he will be able to clinch the seat. So after some time, he didn't get that seat, but he was able to lose. But he really accepted, and he moved on with life. So for Bahati and Diana, we really saw them as a couple which was making a lot of headlines, and politics definitely is not the most easiest one. It's actually very, very difficult for you to get the seats, but now he went on with the life of him and the children. So later they actually got a good idea to start a show where they are going to be featuring their lifestyle or their life through a show like the Bahati's, and that was actually a big move, and that's how they were able to star, the two of them. They made agreements and they were able to go through with it. So they started a YouTube. They both have YouTube channels which are doing successfully well. We had Diana and Bahati. They had the show where they're featuring their life journey generally. That was actually a big one, and it was very, very interesting. People were really, some were hating, some were positive. Everyone had their opinion about them. Some people who were thinking it was positive content were really following them and making sure they're commenting. But for them, they always got both sides of the coin, good and bad. But for them, they were doing their thing. They never gave up. They just kept on going and kept on going. So Bahati was actually focusing on music, travel, and shows, reality shows, and different thing. And we really saw the progress that they have made and the achievement that they have been able to get throughout the time with their peaceful and very good marriage. For them, I'll say at the time when they started, the relationship had a lot of childishness. Let me say some level. They were not the mature couple which we see today, but they really kept together, and that's how we see they are to this level, a very perfect mature couple today. They will do advertisements from different brands, and they will get awards. Sometime Bahati, during their first show, he was a very young boy who would ignore the wife calls. He would feel like he was the prize, I was the artist, mimi ndo kusema. So some people really thought that alikuwa na kiburi sana. People will give the opinion that alikuwa na kiburi sana kitambo when the relationship started, and then they were doing their show. But they were having their own marriage, and they understood each other more. So yes, there was a lot of conflicts, but what we see right now is a lot of peace. What I'll say is that they really grew to each other, to understand each other. They solved their issues, and that's how they were able to progress so well to the point where they are today. They supported each other, they encouraged each other, and as we see both becoming successful in their own way. But now allow me to take a short break, and let me come back and continue. Welcome back from that short break, and now we are talking about none other than Bahati, none other than Bahati, and you're getting to know him much more, or in a more depth. And we've talked about how he was able to build a life for him and the wife and the family. So now we see them moving, gifting. Hey, they give us a lot of pressure on social when they are talking of the pride that he has for the wife who have been married together for the longest time, giving big gifts, houses, cars. And I remember on Diana's birthday, this girl is spoiled through different things. He's given a lot of things by the husband. Previously, we will see a lot of tears, but I see the patience that they had in the marriage and in the relationship started paying off when the tears came to be tears of joy during times of gifting. This time I will say that Diana Bahati had his own issues of him being a young boy, but he was able to respect the wife. They were able to grow a marriage. He became a very responsible man, taking care of a family. They have a family of 3 children and 1 adopted child, a very peaceful family, which is very nice, and we can see a peace-loving relationship. People out here, we get to see a lot of separations, but Diana and Bahati, they're together forever. That's what we get to hear from them. Infinity is what they say about their relationship. For many people out here who get to look at them and feel like, oh, Bahati was rude, arrogant, I would have left, and they have a lot of negative opinions, I think they don't care. They have to focus on what they have as a couple and what they are building together. And that is what it has to be when it comes to lifestyle. I know we have so many people who are going through some conflict, but ask yourself, what kind of conflict are you even dealing with? Sometimes people get abuse, break, conflict, posting negative things, bringing out things which are not so good. But please, I'll encourage all of you, don't you give up. Remember, the goal is how you're building your life for you and your partner, what you want to see, the vision that you have for you and your family. Don't focus on everything negative. Don't listen to what people are saying. Just focus on yourself. That's what you're learning from Diana and Bahati. Recently, in the past few years, you'll see how they are going to Tanzania, and they went to a wedding at the Tanzanian artist Juma Jukes and the spouse, and you saw them looking so lavish together. They've built an empire for themselves, and people were able to post them. Some, as usual, not going to be haters, but some people have to come and actually compliment them for the work that they have done for themselves. So they continue to do their thing. Their content is very consistent. They have worked with different people, and we have seen the success that they've been able to achieve. That is something very commendable I'm giving to Diana and Bahati. So my viewers who are watching me right now, Bahati was someone who started from a very poor background or from a very low level, but this was someone who even the parent had passed on, but he got support from somewhere, and he was able to push himself and allow himself to keep going and going and going and going. He was able to grow through a lot, and he experienced a lot of challenges. And all through all these challenges, we have seen the growth, we have seen the success which he has gotten with the wife. We have seen everything good coming their way through the love they have built, through the relationship they have built. They didn't really allow anything negative or comments which were negative to bring them down, but they focused on their love and they focused on the success that they needed for themselves. Through the support from the family of him and the spouse, they were able to help each other and grow something very, very big, which we get to admire on social media. We see them putting the ideas together and posting for us content to a very big extent, which we really want to commend them for that, for all the supporters and all the people who love them as a couple. So thank you. You continue being with them and supporting them, and we see them working through their challenges, their daily struggles, their daily negative comments, everything that's coming their way, the gossip, people bringing them down, but they've been able to achieve and work on their marriage and them achieving everything that they've been wanting. So everyone who's watching, or we don't know anything that happens inside the house fully, we only know what is posted for us on socials, but away from that, we get to see how they have built themselves, how Bahati has built a music career, which is very nice. When you go to his YouTube, you'll see so many views. On Instagram, you'll see people actually coming to comment and actually work with them. They have really gotten to improve their lifestyle, and people have gotten to support them fully. So if you love the Bahati, or if you love Bahati family, or even if you don't love Bahati, please make sure you come. You don't really focus on everything that they post, but you focus on everything positive. If you love them, they will actually that's the people who love them, allow them to continue giving us more and more. This has been the Lifestyle Show. Thank you for joining us here today. I want to see you on the next episode.